Hey guys, Base Feeders here. I haven't streamed again in a minute, but something told me some other force was eating away at me, telling me to stream today. So we're here for a writing stream. I don't know why exactly, but we're here. We're here. It's been a minute. Been going through some stuff, still going through that stuff, but you guys don't need to know or worry about everything. What have I been doing? I've been uploading. I uploaded another skit. It was a little bit more absurd than the last one, but I think it was pretty funny. I think it turned out well. I got some more in the works, and in the works I mean more ideas down the line. Let's do our plugs and then just get into some stuff. 'Cause I'm excited to share with you guys some things I've been working on. It's pretty exciting info. No, I didn't get an agent yet, a literary agent. But something else. It's all. Nobody cares unless you're popping. So, all right. First book, Senate Awakening. That's available. For paperback, $20. Kindle Unlimited, free $99. Minus $99. Kindle Digital, $10. I just saw. I know that another paperback just sold. I know my friend just bought that. So shouts out to Chase. And then I saw I sold a digital copy. I don't know who bought that recently, but shouts out to you. I made another post on my Instagram about, hey, if you haven't gotten your copy already, go ahead and do that. And I got tons of likes from people that follow me. Not tons, but a couple likes from people that follow me. So whoever, I'm guessing it's from that, whoever bought the book from that, kudos. I'll explain what I've been doing off stream in a minute. Make sure you give it a rating and review. Give it a rating and review and shout you out like these lovely people down here. And I realized even just because this was at 6,000 at some point, number 6,000 in the store. So just buying the book also increases the rank, which I wasn't aware of. I thought the reviews were key. The reviews are key. Oh my god, I'm 1 million in books overall. 1.5. Okay. But reviewing the books are like, it's more than just buying the book. Buying the book does increase the rankings, but going above and beyond gets above and beyond results. If you want to read the first 5 chapters free, just dip your toe in the story. That's available on Wattpad.com when it loads, and ScribbleHub.com. And if you want to support, consider subscribing here on Twitch. I still don't have emotes yet. I don't know. I was in screenwriting. I was in animation in college, 3D animation, for a year and a half, and then switched to screenwriting. I know all writers now and editors, and I know absolutely 0 artists, besides one family friend that did the cover for Descendant. So if you know how to make emotes, please find a way to contact me. I have tons of ways people can contact me. But if you want to support, subscribe on Twitch. That's available. If you want to sub on Patreon, I got a couple on here. That's available as well. I still haven't posted on Patreon, but that's because I haven't been making other content on YouTube besides the Twitch. The other content is coming very soon. Actually, I should probably record tomorrow, Wednesday, something new. I haven't thought about what it would be, but I want to show the Patreon some love. So they're going to get it probably like a day early before it's released to public for YouTube. But yeah, there's a donation link as well in the chat. I'm gonna put. I think Nightbot is still here. Yes, Nightbot is still with us. The panel link doesn't work for some reason, but that's there as well. 3 into 1. C4, my friend, welcome back to the stream. I know it has been a while. 3 into 1. Yes, we will get into that in just a minute. Well, here it is. I mean, less than a minute, I guess. Yo, I got a job. Oh, that's what's up, bro. What's the job? Congrats, by the way. What's the job? Are you doing art? You should be doing art. Be a artist for like Jay-Z. Do his album covers. So, some of you may know my series, and I haven't mentioned them. I've mentioned Disturbed Delinquents because we've written that on stream. But guess what? That's getting a revamp again for the second time. We had a recent revamp with like the power system and the way the world worked and the characters and all that. But now it's getting a revamp, if you will. So I'll explain in a minute. That's why I haven't been around lately. Food delivery boy. Oh, they're good. What company? Is it DoorDash? If it's DoorDash, then come to Jersey. I order a lot of DoorDash. Well, I have to slow down now because they have to slow down. Local restaurant. Okay. I see you though. Delivery. Do you do the non-contact where you just like ring the doorbell? If they have Ring, they like see a mask and then you just walk away. You leave the food on the doorstep. Non-contact. Word. Hey, that's. I would guess that's easy money, because even if you don't get tipped, I'm guessing the restaurant still pays you for doing the deliveries. At least I hope it's that way. It better be that way. I'm gonna have to talk to your local restaurant now. I'm gonna have to rough some people up. Easy minimum wage. Okay. You just driving around. You driving around giving people their food. That's what. In an essential time, you're an essential worker, C4. You are an essential. You just out there doing the best work possible, aside from like a nurse, doctor currently. But next up is like food. Like there's people treating the virus, and then next is food. So you're right there. Good on you, man. Congrats. That's good to hear. Yeah. So, series. So, a few of you may be familiar with the Disturbed Delinquent series. The series I revamped it on stream, and then before that we had the original, and now we're revamping it. And I think I'm going to change the name as well, because now it's not the same series exactly. Wait, why did I open that? That's not what I meant to open. Where's the knob? Oh, wow, I did click that. Where the hell am I? Oh, it scrolled down for some reason. Or did I scroll it down? No. So we're going to Disturbed Delinquents, and when we click Disturbed Delinquents, which is one of the series we're combining, what's this? We have Specialists, a series you've probably never heard of mine, and In the Wind, the fantasy series I was working on. What could this mean? Well, only I know right now, but what could this mean? Let's dive in, shall we? Specialists. So Specialists was a series I was working on where it was a school, right? It took place during the Descended and Dark Before Dawn series as well. So there was going to be a combination of like, it's supposed to be like an Infinity War Avengers type thing where everybody came together during this one crisis moment during the Descended series, which will be coming soon, about 9 books later. That's not a joke. But it was supposed to be a superhero school, essentially, or a superpowered school where it's teams of 3, and all of them represent some sort of natural disaster. Well, the teams are named after natural disasters, but they're given one shot of the serum, and they're given each one superpower and one weapon that coincides with that superpower, right? So, for example, I think I've said before, the main character, Zeta, I have a picture of her. I'll probably bring that up at some point. She has a light shield, right? Yeah, I have explained this on stream. So, she has a light shield. It's a shield made of light. And she can detach this and throw it, and think of Captain America's shield or Kung Lao's hat. She throws it like that, or Oddjob's hat. Throws it like that, and it does whatever. But while it's airborne, she has air manipulation, so she's able to manipulate the airwaves around it to control where the shield goes. So it makes sense as to why she can ricochet and move it to where the target is, and if the target moves and all that type of stuff. So their powers would coincide with their weapons, or their powers would enhance the weapons they already control. Plus, it's this like advanced technology. She'd be able to tap a button on the gauntlet that the shield appears on, and she'd be able to tap the button and the shield would just reappear, dissipate from wherever it was and reappear on her arm. Let me bring you a picture. You combine them all into one world, different timelines. Yeah, it's gonna be one world. I'm never gonna specify when it takes place. You can assume it's Earth because everybody's gonna be human, but there's gonna be all sorts of creatures and stuff that aren't on Earth. For example, technically these aren't really on Earth. Space whales. I've shared my love of space whales before. I love me some space whales. Space whales are just the best. They're just floating in the sky, minding their own business, making space whale noises, you know? They're gonna be space whales in the series, so that's one thing. Oh man, I can't bring it back over. Okay, from the Disturbed Delinquent series, we're going away from sci-fi. We're gonna go pretty much completely fantasy. There's gonna be no guns, no sorts of vehicles, no sorts of cell phones. Those are pretty much the main 3 things that I'm excluding from this, because I think so. One thing that convinced me to combine all 3 series was the fact that they were all pretty similar. Disturbed Delinquents was taking place during Descended. It was just in space, and they were aliens, but they were still human, and they all just naturally had their own powers and stuff like that. And I'm just like, why though? Because I already have Descended, so why would I need to create a completely separate series for something like this? And yeah, the superpowered thing, I wanted to combine the superpowered school and the power system from Disturbed Delinquents, and we'll get more into that in a second. But this is Zeta, by the way. She was the main character of the Specialist series when that was a thing. There's a few characters I realized across the 3 series that were similar, and I'm probably going to mesh into one. She was like the main character of the Specialist series, but Zashi from Disturbed Delinquents was actually pretty similar to her in attitude. I'd say Zeta was a bit more upbeat, but Zashi, they're kind of just main female characters. They're very similar. Personality-wise, everything-wise, except the fact that Zashi got her powers naturally. So Specialists, like different places in time. Yeah. Well, it's gonna, I'm never gonna specify the time that it takes place, but it will be on Earth. They're never gonna mention Earth, so it's gonna be a shonen. Just hitting you with that. In every shonen, they never really mention like Earth by name. They're not like, oh, Earth and Mars and the moon. Like, they're always contained within whatever world or whatever map, whatever the creator has decided what the planet or whatever they're on looks like, the world they're on looks like. So I'm never going to specify, oh, they're on Earth. Oh, they're humans. Like, those two things have never been mentioned, or from what I've seen, have never been mentioned in shonen series. So I'm going to keep that kind of, what's the word? It's kind of up in the air. I know there's a word for that. I can't think of the word. But yeah. So, specialists, they were 3 teams of 3. There was like Team Vortex and Team Avalanche, Team Forest Fire, Team all this type of stuff, and each of those teams, they had the leader who did something really weird and specific, but all 3 would do something with whatever the natural disaster they named after. So, like, for example, I think it was Team Eruption. The leader would be like lava manipulation and generation. The secondary, which was always called the swordsman. All the secondary people all had swords, which is why they were called the swordsman. They had something that coincided with that, like if it was Team Eruption and the leader had lava manipulation and generation, the swordsman would have smoke manipulation and generation. Or if it was Team Tsunami, it would be the leader would have water and the secondary would have vapor. And then the third would always they were called the wild or the wild card. They would always do something weird, but still coinciding with the natural disaster the team was named after. And the secret at the end of the series was they were supposed to be, it took place in Seattle. I don't know. From what the pictures I've seen, the city seems cool, other than the fact that the sun never shines. But at the end of the series, it was supposed to be, you're supposed to find out that they're competing to be super weapons for America's, like, army, America's military. They're competing to be human super weapons. And I thought, that's not, like, that could be addressed in Descended easily. So, or contained in Descended, really. Like, there's tons of Descended spin-off stories and short stories. So I could do something there. Like, it doesn't have to be its own series. So I took the weapons. Like I said, everybody got weapons that coincided with their powers. I took the weapons from the Specialist series and combined that with Disturbed Delinquents. Actually, Specialist, I think, was the last one I combined with them. But I took the weapons, added that to Disturbed Delinquents. So now everybody in Disturbed Delinquents, so I don't know if you remember, I'm not going to pull up the document because I already have enough tabs. But in the Disturbed Delinquents power system, that was supposed to be my sci-fi series where there was a strict and concise power system. I'm still keeping the power system, I just condensed it because there were like 8 or 9 categories. Now there's only 5, 2 of which are subclasses. So I took the weapons, and now I don't know if you remember the controller class. I know C4 remembers. C4 probably remembers the controller class from the Disturbed Delinquent series, where they're able to craft a weapon of sorts, like that can't be imitated or replicated. Like, they're the only one that has this weapon across all universes, all multiverses, whatever, and they're the only one that has a special connection with that weapon. Now everybody has that if the weapon is made for them. So one of the things I added to this new series is they're still humans, but it's like I kept the virtue thing. Like, virtue is the same as aura is in Hunter x Hunter. It's the same as ki in Dragon Ball Z. It's the same as chakra in Naruto. So they're like all-knowing, all-powerful virtue manipulators. I call them virtuesers. Now that I say that out loud, that still sounds silly. It sounded silly in my head when I wrote it, read it, and then now I'm saying it out loud. I was saying virtuesers because it's like virtue users. They're all-knowing, all-powerful beings called the blacksmiths. Ominous, I know. Cool, but ominous. So they make their weapon crafting characters that help the Mancers. Well, it's not the Mancers anymore. It's the virtuesers. I hope that catches on. I don't know if it will. I might change that. Find the perfect weapon for them. Not just meaning their element, but the way they fight, the way they move, the way they everything. So there are only 2 ways to obtain their special weapon for all of the virtuesers to obtain their special weapon. First of all, everybody on the planet is, or in this world, is a virtueser. But some people train for this. Some people use it to their advantage. Some people are just like, I don't really want to do that. I want to be a chef, like stuff like that. But what was I saying? I forgot. Yeah, the blacksmiths. Only 2 ways to obtain their weapons, their special weapons. 1, go through the schooling system. So almost every shonen, well, the ones I watch, go through some sort of schooling system. Not Dragon Ball Z and not One Piece, although I never watched One Piece. The art's weird. And it only takes you have to watch until episode 400 until it gets good. That's what I heard. Shouts out to, it was from a video. So there's going to be a schooling system. There's going to be tournament arcs. There's going to be a rivalry between 2 of the main characters. There's going to be a time skip at some point, but before I even can think about the time skip, I have to finish the damn power system and meshing all the characters together. So I'm excited, and here's a bigger announcement. It's not going to be in prose. So, well, it can be in prose. Like, I'll have a prose version of it, but I'm going to be sending the prose version of it to whatever artist I see fit that wants to draw the series with me and wants to grow with the series. And I say grow with the series because I have no damn money to pay anybody right now. So they'd be working, I'd say probably for a percentage, but that's neither here nor there right now. So the artist would be getting, or just reading the thing, the prose that I have, and they'd be like, okay, I'll interpret it this way. They run it by me. I'm like, that looks fire, or hey, we could fix this here. Like, this is not exactly what I had in mind here, or whatever. They fix that, or if it's good to go, we're done. We find a way to publish it, put it on like Webtoons or something, or find a way. There's probably sites for like sites that make manga books, kind of like how Amazon made my book without me needing to really do anything. Yeah. So it's gonna be like manga or comic book style. It could be like a graphic novel style. But I'm looking forward to this. So, I still backtracked from the blacksmith. 2 ways. I said school, and then I trailed off on shonen stuff. So 1 way is school. The other. So you see here key beings. There is 1 rogue blacksmith. The rogue blacksmith, an AWOL blacksmith that makes weapons for whoever can pay him. He provides another way of receiving a weapon other than school. So there's going to be a group of villains, like every shonen series. There's going to be a group of villains that has a specific goal in mind, and they are very powerful and strong and represent an ideal or something like that. And I made this blacksmith rogue because, first of all, it's kind of cool to have 1 specific blacksmith that has an identity. The rest are kind of just like, oh, I sense that you're a close hand-to-hand fighter. Here's a set of knuckle dusters, or brass knuckles, if you want to call them that. Here's a set of those, and you'll be on your way. And next, like, this guy is kind of evil. Well, rogue. I wouldn't say evil necessarily, but plus that gives my that would give my villain group a little more add villainy to them, because it'd be really silly if the only way you could get a specific weapon for you was through school, because that would mean all the villains that have weapons, which is all of them, would have been some learning ass people, and that's pretty funny to me. I would not be able to get that out of my head writing the series. So we're gonna assume all of them, or most of them, got their weapons through the blacksmith. Maybe some of them did go through school and like, school is trash or something like that, and then they went AWOL or rogue or whatever. But yeah, there's gonna be clans of all sort. You see here, I have Ice and Fire clan in mind. There's gonna be a character that has both Ice and Fire as like their kinetic abilities. We'll get into the power system in a second. As their kinetic abilities, so they're gonna be like, oh, I don't know which clan I belong to. Both of them hate me, and I don't belong to either. That type of thing. We've done that with Zael before, but this will be from a different perspective. It'll be from a more human and adolescent perspective, because this is supposed to be like kind of like teenagers close to adults. With the time skip, they'll definitely be adults, but it's like early adults, like early 20s, maybe like 18 to early 20s. But yeah. So what else? So power system. So you see here, Virtue power system, same powers across different series. Telekinesis, or just the Force as it's called in Star Wars, because that also includes telepathy and all of that. The elements, there's like common powers. Everybody has this one power, or a lot of people, majority of people have this one power. ESP was a Mob Psycho 100. Augments Deus Ex. I didn't even finish the first mission of that game, but that was like the cybernetic people. Chakra, Naruto, Aura, Hunter x Hunter, and then Virtue. I just put my series, so I don't have a damn name for it yet. Hello, I was just about to ask how you're fusing the power system. Yeah, we're getting to that. We here. So where does the force for Virtue come from? From within. Every living being possesses Virtue. Limit or limitless. We kept it to limit. Scientific or magical. Before it was magical / spiritual / cosmic. But because I'm getting rid of the Cosmic Council's influence from the Descended series, it's just magical and spiritual. There's no aliens. As far as they know, there's no aliens. There's nothing outside of their world. Can Virtue be found? No, not outside of living beings. So it's not like, hey, Paul, did you see that collection of Virtue by the fountain earlier today? No, I'm gonna have to stop by and check it out. Maybe take some for myself and add to my own Virtue. No, that's not how that works. And it can be. I said every living being because space whales are probably. I'm probably going to make space whales the living beings that have the most virtue. Like, they have the biggest amount of virtue held within them. Like, they have the biggest, what's the word? Storage. They have, like, the biggest space for virtue. They have all the virtue in the world because they're so damn thick. So, Virtue, what is Virtue? Some of this was copied from the other document. I have to edit it. I haven't finished everything. I've been working on this for the past 2 days. This will make day 3. What is Virtue? Virtue is the life essence of within every living being within the world of series title. I don't have the title yet. It can be weaponized in combination with a special crafted weapon. It can be made that much more deadly. Everyone goes through school program receives a weapon from an all-knowing, all-powerful blacksmith based on their virtue, class, and personal abilities. Only if you graduate, you get to keep the weapon. So any thug or villain without a weapon did not finish training. That's not true. That. Sometimes there will be times like during tournaments where weapons are not permitted anyway, so it is good to be acquainted with the weapon and to do well without. So you have to be both good with a weapon and good without your weapon and just your virtue abilities. And also, while creating this series, I'm keeping the D&D campaign in mind. Remember, the D&D campaign was supposed to take place during the Disturbed Delinquents, or in the Disturbed Delinquents world. But since I'm combining all three series, I'm keeping everything for that when I bring that to the streaming channel in mind. And I will definitely start working on both the actual story and the D&D campaign story once everything from this document is pretty set in stone. And that'll be within the week. I don't know if you guys know, I'm pretty good at this. This is old. This is all old. Everybody has base virtue abilities. Oh wait, this is Chase. Yo, shout out to the thick space whales and their virtue. What up, Chase? I shouted you out earlier. I said I know you bought the book. I appreciate it. I don't know if you're reading it, but shout out to you for going out of your way to buy that. I remember when you bought that on stream, but I know you just got it recently. But yeah, shout out to the thick space whales out there. They're just so damn thick. But I think I'm gonna make space whales the biggest virtue storage. So if some villain has like the ability of like virtue steal, which I'll get into more in the power system in a second, like that's gonna be a problem. You have to get close enough to the space whale in order to do something like that, but because they're in space, so you might have to crawl up to the highest room, the tallest tower, in order to get that. But yeah. Oh wait. You can imagine a character first learning the system. Those from the East call it chi. Ancient Western philosophers called it quintessence. Early scientists used the term vital force, but here at XYZ Academy, you will come to know it as your virtue. Yeah, that's not a bad intro to it. Though I don't know if I want to refer to the real world at all in this series, because I want it to be fantasy but with less stupid words. Like everybody's name is going to be unique to them, and there's not going to be like any superhero names or code names or really anything like that. Like there could be something like, oh, this is the black wolf. He was known as the Black Wolf back in his day. It could be something like that, but like the actual names, like Mend, for example, that's going to be her actual name. But I don't know if I want any actual references to the real world. So that's another thing I want to develop for this series. I want to develop some sort of map as to how the world actually looks. You know how every shonen, whatever, has their version of how their Earth looks. That's what I kind of want to do for this series. Like, there's going to be different regions, maybe like one blacksmith assigned to every region, and then the road blacksmith is nowhere to be found, or he's in like a shadowy region on this part of the planet, something like that. Oh, what up, Bess? Welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it. I know you're streaming soon. Been a minute. So the chi and stuff is just for example reference. Yeah, it's all this stuff about Hunter x Hunter and Dragon Ball Z. It was just a reference to what virtue kind of is. So everybody has their base virtue abilities. Anybody that, well, I said every living being in this world has access to virtue. So any living being that trains well enough, and when they go through school, they're pretty good at all of this. Has access to these base virtue powers, and they're pretty much the standard stuff across all sorts of fantasy and shonen and anime series. Masters by learned by anyone, not everyone on. Oops. series title. In series title, chooses to use their virtue at all. So, like I said before, say somebody goes through the schooling system, and you're like, I don't know if I want to become like a full blown. I think I need to change this word. Virtue user. I don't know if I want to become a full blown virtueser. I think I want to be a chef. And they'll switch into the chef program or something like that. But everybody needs to know pretty basic virtue abilities. Like, it's like basic arithmetic in school. Like, 2 plus 2 is 4 minus 1, that's 3. So they have virtue generation or recharge. Remember, that was from the Disturbed Delinquent series. They're able to charge up or refill their virtue at some point in time. It gradually recharges over time anyway, but if they sit and concentrate, it could be done faster. Virtue shield, that's just to like help them defend against other virtue users' attacks. Virtue scan and detection, so they're able to find others. And then virtue concealment, hiding your own virtue from others, even if they're using the virtue scan. Not today, just hanging out now. Oh, my sub notification didn't show up. Oh, damn. Well, it's been a minute since I oh, wait, you resubbed? Is that what happened? Oh, shoot. I was gonna swear, I'm sorry. Oh, damn. Well, shout out to the Mess Express for the resub. I don't know. I honestly don't know or how to tell what my... I'm gonna check the dashboard, but I cannot tell what the hell my subscriber thing is at. But shouts out to the Mess Express. I was gonna say guy, she's not a guy. My dude is, when I use dude, that's gender neutral. My dude, my person, my friend for the resub on the channel. Appreciate you. I still don't have any emotes though, so you're gonna have to. We're all collectively holding that L right now. Collectively, we're as a unit, all the subscribers and me, we're all just one giant L. Hanging on. Yeah, no problem. No problem. So actually, I want to shift gears for a second. We only got 13 minutes left on the stream. Top Boy, because that was in the title. Did you guys watch that? Like, I watched. It's a show on Netflix. It's in the UK. There's a lot of innits and bruvs and cuz and British talk. I watched Summer House first. I was watching it with my family. We watched the first 2 episodes, and we were like, this is not something we need to watch together weekly. Before, we were weekly watching Ozark. We were watching season 3. Every Sunday, we come together and watch the next episode until we finish that season. We're waiting for season 4. Where there's 16 episodes and it's the final season. We're excited. But we need something in the meantime. So we watched Top Boy Summer House. We were kind of just talking in British accents to each other the entire time over the call instead of watching the damn show. So it wasn't something we all agreed to watch together. We agreed to try it, but like... So I finished Summer House. It was not that great. I don't know why I needed to watch Summer House in order to watch the actual show, which only has 1 season. But I'm on like episode 3 of the actual show, which is just titled Top Boy, not Top Boy Summer House. Top Boy Summer House is like the prequel to Top Boy. And I'm watching that, and it's about drugs and stuff in the UK. Well, first they started in Jamaica, and now the guys in the UK, and drugs and trying to get to the top boy of the drug dealing ladder or whatever, trying to get that good life. which I'm sure everybody can relate to. So, in that aspect is kind of good, but everything else, I'm kind of just watching. Right now, I'm watching to see why people suggested the show, because I don't see it yet. Maybe it'll pick up. The tone is sometimes really kind of, well, it's not even the tone. It's just like the shots and stuff. Like they'll hold a good 15 seconds on somebody sitting like this. And there's just really somber music playing in the background, and I'm like, is this artistic? I can't tell if this is artistic. I I don't know what's going on. I, why this shot? Like you have a full like 40-50 minutes to. You couldn't cut that out, and I guess not, because that made the final. That's what we're seeing. So, yeah, really okay show. I really don't see why everybody. I'm not saying everybody, but why the people that suggested it. I don't remember who suggested it. But why the people that suggested it to me praised it, because and Netflix was suggesting, and they were like, "Hey, we heard you like Ozark. You might also like." And then Top Boy was down. So, and Narcos as well. But yeah, I would suggest putting on subtitles if you're not native to the UK, because even with the subtitles, I find myself going back and saying, "What the hell was he saying?" There are still some scenes in there where I'm like, I don't know what this exchange was. I'm guessing this person was mad at this person because they were in each other's faces and really close, and they could probably smell each other's breath, which is really weird. But it's okay. There's only 10 episodes. So like I said, I'm on the third episode, I believe. Bad thing is, I'm not rooting for any of the characters. I could care less about every damn body in the show. Actually, that's not true. I like the three brothers. There's three brothers that are, I don't know whether to call them main characters or not, but there's three brothers that are really close. There's like the older brother that's dealing drugs and stuff, but the other two brothers don't know about it, but he's taking care of his little bros. The middle brother is kind of like close to the older brother's age, but he's still like the middle child, and then the youngest brother is like in elementary or grade school or something. But I like their dynamic. When they first showed them, I was like, okay, I love it. I love these characters. Nothing happened to these three. If anything happens to these three, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna go on Twitter. Actually, I don't ever even tweet unless it's like a video. What show are you talking about? Top Boy. Yes. Top Boy on Netflix. That's on Netflix. I watched Summer House, then the actual show. Well, I'm still watching the actual show, but Netflix was like, "You like drugs? Here's more drug shows." Is that, well, yeah. Maybe drugs is like a tag on Netflix. Like if you search drugs, you just get all the drug shows on Netflix. I don't even know why that's a popular. Why is that a popular show thing? Does everybody relates? Do you guys do drugs? Does everybody relate to drugs? I don't. I mean, I do legal stuff. Like alcohol is technically a drug, and that's legal. So, but like I hope you guys don't do drugs. I hope if anybody was watching that was doing drugs, was thinking about. They were thinking about continuing to do drugs. If they were already doing drugs, I hope me telling them don't do drugs right now, I hope that made you stop. I hope that made that one person stop. And like, you know what? He's right. I don't need to be doing drugs. And they turn their whole life around. And then they'll meet me like when I'm like 40 something down the line. They're like, "Hey, remember on stream that one time you told me not to do drugs?" I was like, "Yeah." And just everybody remember this moment, because it's going to come up in the future. The very far future, because Oh, shoot. I'm 18 years away from being 40. Jesus Christ. Guys, don't grow up. If you can help it, don't age. If you know, like, a special doctor or somebody that's like, hey, this will make you not age, take it. Actually, don't. Don't do drugs. Ooh, all I heard was a UK show, and I was like, oh, gee, I hope he's not hating on Black. Oh, I love Black Mirror. Oh, should we talk about Black Mirror? Oh, this stream's about to get extended, because I loves me some Black Mirrors. There were no need for that. I only drink for that courage. I get it. I don't blame you, Seaboy. But if you drink and you know that courage is there, like for me, drinking just gets rid of the inhibition, like the worriedness about what's gonna happen after. Oh God, that's not a good thing to say out loud. It gets rid of the fear, not the fear of consequences, but just the fear of doing whatever. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna talk to that girl over there. If I'm sober, I'm like, oh, what if she does this? What if she like spits in my face and then slaps me? That's never happened. But if that does happen, you might want to like call the police because that's assault. Once I'm drinking, I'm like, hey, what up, girl? That's what happens. Drinking affects people differently. We should also talk about that. That might be a topic for another time, but I want to talk about Black Mirror. And I don't know how many of my viewers are also over the age of 21 or under the age of 21 and still drink. Because you might be in a different country. I have a lot of UK viewers, like Mez. I remember Mez. You guys remember Mez? America likes drugs, allegedly. I mean, weed's legal in some states. Weed, just like gay marriage. Well, no, I'm not going to compare the two. I shouldn't have said that. But weed should just be legal across all. Like, that doesn't really seem to hurt anybody. Like, I don't care for the smell, but I also don't live near anybody that does that, so I don't really care. But that, let them smoke. Everybody seems to do it anyway, so whatever. Bro, I know it's a scary thought. Oh, female thing. Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's another topic. What do we gotta talk about? Alcohol and females next time. I'm gonna write that down. I like having topics to talk about every stream to distract from writing, because people might not be able to relate to writing, but they can relate to alcohol and females. That's alright. I'm gonna just make a list of topics for. Sometimes they might come back up. I'm not gonna make it right now because you see my thing is lagging. But yeah, Jay, you inspired me to not do drugs. I'll never take another Robitussin ever again. Chase, you know that's not what I meant. You know that. No. Like, oh God, what have I done? Do legal drugs. No, because there are some legal drugs that people get hooked. Oh my God, what am I doing? Okay, do drugs that don't hurt you. Do drugs you can't. Don't do drugs, but when it's necessary, do drugs that will help you physically or mentally, but can't, because mentally there's antidepressants. God damn it. Drugs. What is a drug? God, oh no, what have I done? Drugs. I got nothing. I was talking about 1840 years. Oh, then why'd you? Oh, you put the male symbol. I thought that was the fit. I don't know what I'm saying. Talking about 18 years from 40. Yeah. Well, you're 17 years from 40 because you're like a whole 30 years older than me. So it's closer to you than it is closer to me. You know. But yeah, 18 years, and you may not think 18 years is a whole lot, but think about it. 18 years ago, it was 2002. So that's just math. I don't know what the point I was trying to prove was, but um, my point is 18 years isn't that long of a time. Especially now that you think about when I was streaming at the beginning of this year, like March. Did I start March? I started in March, like March 15th, March 16th. Think about when I started streaming then, that was like the beginning of the year. That was like the first quarter. Everybody was kind of just like, yo, what's this virus everybody's talking about? And now it's not good. But now we're halfway through the damn year. And I heard somewhere, I think it was to hear more from All Def, All Def Digital. He said this is the fastest, slowest year that everybody has ever lived through. And I cannot agree with that more. Like, day by day, it feels hella slow. But when you look back as to where you were at the beginning of this year, where everybody's looking back at like, hey, you remember when we could go outside and go to malls and clubs and out to eat? That was the beginning half of this year. That was like the first 2 months. And now we're halfway through the year and things have gotten not good. Don't do drugs is my point. Video games are my drug. 14 years for me. You're 14 years away from 40. I mean, I'm doing 26. Yeah. You 26, C4? I think you told me that before. But yeah, bro, those years are nothing. Like when I was growing up, everything was slow, like with school and everything. But like now it's like I don't even know what time is anymore. Like especially since, well, everybody knows, most of you guys know now. I left my job. Since I left my job, like everything, I cannot tell the days apart. Like my artist is supposed to send me, my artist Nick is supposed to send me the rough drafts for the pages of the children's book version of Descendant in 2 days. Yesterday, if you would have asked me when that day is approaching, I could not have told you. I thought yesterday was the 13th. I don't know where I am at this point in time. Literally at this. What day is it? Oh. 2002. What a time. For real, we lived a whole decade this year, but felt like it blinked, and now we're here. Yeah, bro. This year it's crazy. It's crazy. And everybody's like, oh, I'll never take going back to the club for granted again. Well, it's like it sounds like they're bargaining, but it's like you can't really bargain your way out of this because the virus is not going to be like, oh, so you learned your lesson? Okay. All right. Hey, everybody, this guy learned his lesson. Finally learned his lesson. All right, we're gonna peace out. We might be back later in case you like get out of control or whatever, but we're gonna bounce for now. Like that, the virus isn't gonna do that because I don't think the virus talks like me. But other than that, like, yeah, like you're not, like, you can't take it for granted again, because everybody next time, well, actually it's happening now, even though the virus numbers haven't gone down. I was gonna say next time everybody goes to the club, they're gonna be wearing masks, but that's not the case, because the virus is still going on and people aren't wearing masks. So that's not gonna make a damn difference. I'm American. It's my right to not have to listen to the government. What? I started from the bottom, now with more bottom. Oof. Yeah, this year, yeah, I said before to my friends, but it is funny. It is ironically funny to me. At the beginning of this year, everybody at the end of last year, 2019, they were like, can we just forget about 2019? Man, screw 2019, man. I don't remember. Can we just, 2019 never happened. 2020, that's going to be my year, man. That's what almost everybody I talked to, every person I saw, every forum, every damn website that I visited, somebody was like, man, 2020 is gonna be my, not everybody talked the same, but man, 2020 is gonna be my year, bro. 2020 is the year. All right, it's 2020. Happy New Year. Virus, what the hell? That's what happened. World War III. And then a bunch of other bad things happened that I'm not going to make a joke about. But, yeah, 2020 is 2020's year. This year has screwed everybody over right now. Everybody's like, man, here's to, trying to be positive, here's to the other half of 2020. Let's hope. But if things keep opening up like they have been and cases keep rising, it's going to be more or less the same for the rest of the year if people can't learn their damn lesson. So, what else? Time is relative. Miles Morales. Max likes to call him Puerto Rican Spider-Man. I mean, he's half Puerto Rican, half black. I call him Black Spider-Man. Everybody else calls him that. He's the only person I've known that has called him Puerto Rican Spider-Man. He's like, that's ours, bro. You gotta, that's ours, bro. He's Puerto Rican Spider-Man, bro. That's what I'm imagining is going through his head. LMAO, the cure to Rodas is a global appreciation of life. Yeah, I mean, if you can bear staying home, I don't get those social people. Well, I've always kind of been a homebody. I said before, my parents have joked that I was going to quarantine. Like, if I left my job before then, before the virus started, I was going to be quarantining at home before the whole virus thing started. I'd maybe be going to get food a little bit more, but other than that, I haven't left my house in like 1.5 weeks. I haven't stepped outside. There's a newspaper in the driveway I have yet to pick up. And that's because it has been raining for the past week, but yeah. And I don't have any problem with it. Other than the fact that I don't really get sunlight, but look at me. Do I think I need sunlight? Pretty well done. I can't even remember what bad happened in 2019. Why did we hate that year? I don't remember, dude. That's because everybody forgot it. Gotcha. 2020 vision. Remember that whole movie 2012? They're going to do a 2020. I could see that. And it's going to be a zombie apocalypse or some stuff. Max is one of a kind, bro. I've been training for this pandemic my whole life. Hey, I've been ready, bro. I've been ready. Like, I can't stand people that, like, post something online like, oh my god, this is so me, and it'll be a picture of like a cartoon character sitting at home, like snuggled up in the blankets, like, and the caption will say something like, when your friend cancels plans on you, and it's like, that's BS, because you are an extrovert and you cannot wait to step on grass outside. Like, that's not the case, because now that everybody's freaking home, you can't wait to get back outside. You cannot wait. You literally cannot wait, and now your ass has the virus. So I can't stand those people, bro. Like, you don't know what a homebody is until you've met an actual homebody. Like, the point I was trying to make is the feeling I get from when I really didn't want to go out in the first place to do whatever is actually, like, gives me a physical reaction. Like, you know those butterflies, but it's like a good feeling, like when you're about to be called on stage for your honor roll award. It's like that, but like your friend canceled plans and they're like, it's raining today, and you're like, yes, good, I don't want to go outside. This is coming from an actual introvert or homebody. So yeah, I don't know. Unless you have that butterfly good feeling, that warmness, it's like right in the center, it's like around your belly button. Right in the center of that stomach, it's like a perfect circle, and it forms once you get that text. Once you get that text, you're like, yes, I don't have to pretend to be an extrovert in order to, and it just stays right there for a good second. Good 1 to 2 seconds. And you're like, yes. Now I can go back to playing whatever I was playing. Animal Crossing, Call of Duty, Super Smash Bros, whatever the hell you do. Or writing. Writing too. That should have been the first thing I said, since this is a writing stream. But I don't want to ham that up. The Rona's weeding out the extroverts like it's Darwinism. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're unfortunate. Fortunately, it's true. Like, there are some cases where it's like a nurse might get it, or something like that. Like, they have to be out there. They're essential. Or like a grocery store worker or something like that. And that's unfortunate. But everybody else that doesn't have to be outside that's getting it, it's like, well, you didn't listen. What did you expect? You thought this flimsy little mask was gonna still wear your mask, but you thought the mask was enough? You thought, oh, excuse me, as long as the virus can't get near my mouth, I'm safe. That's not the way it works, but okay. And I didn't realize before the virus how much I touched my damn face. I touched my face a lot. My face, my hair, anything near here, pretty much anything you guys are seeing on camera, like neck up. I didn't realize how much of that I touched before the virus, but once I start like picking up my food off the step from delivery or getting the newspaper, I'm like forcing myself not to touch my face until I wash my hands. This virus has changed the world, man, and it's gonna stay like this. Well, not quarantine, but stuff's gonna change. Stuff's gonna change. You're gonna see people randomly wearing masks and stuff all over the place. You know, it's a permanent change to. I just want to say it. I'm saying America because that's where I am. I'm not gonna say other countries like the world, but stuff's changed. Stuff's changed. Facts. When they put out that warning, don't touch your face, I was bugging it. Yeah, bro. When I was working at the bank, bro, as soon as I had to touch money or any sort of paper, I was like, the entire time until I could wash my hands or put on hand sanitizer. And what sucks is I think my brother told me I might be allergic to the soap. I think I'm allergic to the hand soap that Walmart was giving out. It's not like it got like a brand or anything, but the skin on my hands is dying. But that's like the only hand soap that I have, so. And before I was doing it on both sides of my hand, but when I did that, I was getting a rash, like burn marks across my skin. I have really sensitive skin. I don't know if you guys know, but I can't wear anything scented unless it's shampoo or hand soap. Those are the two areas of my body that are normally fine if I have anything scented on them. But everywhere else, my lotion, body wash has to be unscented. Deodorant especially has to be unscented. I can't wear cologne or any sort of body spray or anything like that. I can't wear that without getting a rash. So that's kind of trash. But the fact that I'm allergic, or it seems like I'm allergic to the one thing that's, well, one of the things that's preventing the virus, is kind of trash, isn't it? But that's why I'm home more than normal. That's why I'm home the same exact amount of time I'd be home without the virus. That's what I meant to say. We're gonna end the stream though. Seems like people are heading out for the night. It is kind of late. Well, it's 9, but it's late for some people. We'll continue the power system next stream. Probably tomorrow. This is a good stream today. I didn't feel too defeated while streaming this. So, yeah, we're going to explain more of this story tomorrow and combining all of these. Tomorrow we'll talk about alcohol and females. Everybody can relate to both, whether you are a female or you're attracted to females, or, well, actually, no, not everybody. Alcohol, though. Alright, we're going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Shouts out to Mess once again for the resub. I wish I could sub to more people. But as I said, I am completely depleted, almost completely depleted of all my funds. So, you know, expect to see more of me on YouTube and on here. Go watch that one skit that I put out, that one sophisticated friend skit. I think it was better than the other 3 skits I put out, because it's only a minute and a half, so go check that out on Base Phoenix YouTube channel. That's in the panels down below. And if you're watching on YouTube, you're on the channel, so that's there for your enjoyment. Shouts out to my guy C4, and congrats on the job once again. Shouts out to my guy Chase in the chat, the Mess Express, the homie, and the boy Ace, my guy, as well. Peace, everybody. And this is J-Base Phoenix once again. Wait, I didn't do my book plugs, but y'all have probably bought it by now. If not, buy it. Signing off.